What's going on right now that most people have no idea about? The greater one-horned rhino population in India and Nepal is growing. As highlighted in the State of the Rhino Report, 2023, by the International Rhino Foundation, the collaboration among India, Bhutan, and Nepal, along with strict government protection and management, has led to an increase in their population over the past decade. The greater one-horned rhino population, which once numbered as low as 100 in the early 1900s, has increased to more than 4,014 now. The Ocean Cleanup Initiative has a new system to clean up an area the size of a football field every 5 seconds. The previous one extracted 282,787 kilograms of trash from the Pacific Ocean so far. They're also working on interceptors for rivers that have collected over 840 tons of trash and counting. There's a long way to go, but they have lots of support and they're making amazing progress. Okay, now back to the bad news. Open mouth smile. There's always cool stuff happening in the science community that doesn't make it to the news but really should. Check out thegoodnewsnetwork.org to see some neat things. Here are a few highlights. A new stem cell injection that halts the progression of multiple sclerosis is in clinical trials. The California redwoods weathered the wildfires better than scientists expected and are recovering very well. The FDA approved a treatment that cures sickle cell disease. A complete Stegosaurus fossil with skin still intact has been unearthed. NASA has developed technology for sending data transmissions much further than radio frequencies, and recently sent their first transmission 10 million miles away. Scientists are going to start experimenting with lab-grown cooking oils, which could help curb a lot of the environmental damage caused by mass soy, corn, and palm oil farming. Scientists have created natural sponges that can soak up nanoplastics. We are experiencing both child and adult literacy crises predating but exacerbated by COVID. Edit. The people telling me in the comments that these predated COVID, as explained in my one-sentence post, are proving my point. The war on water resources. It needs to be a big deal, but it ain't. Lake Mead water levels are 20+ feet higher than last year. Science is kicking cancer's ass. Almost every cancer has had treatments and drug breakthroughs in the last decade, and it keeps improving with more funding and research. How about the total commercialization of the internet? It started as a wild west of entertainment, news, information. Now there are daily propaganda and agendas that get consumed en masse. There are entire swaths of commercialized psychologists finding how to squeeze profit from you on almost every single app, game, streaming service. You name it. There are advanced AI being used by Core to lock you in cages of your own design. So comfortable and cozy that you'd be crazy to disconnect or complain. But why would you want to know that you are just a slave to forces beyond comprehension as long as you are here and a slave your own compulsions? That morality has long fallen by the wayside. We don't even see things like gore, porn, racism as particularly degenerative anymore. We just consume. 21.6 million more people face high level of acute insecurity than in 2022. We're in the middle of a great extinction event, meaning species are going extinct at a rate of up to 10,000 times the normal rate. We're actually making the Earth into a monoculture, which means across the Earth we're planting many of the same crops across vast areas such as the US Midwest and transforming the ecosystem into a place where generalists such as coyotes and deer thrive and specialists at certain ecosystems die off. We've currently transformed 40% of the Earth's landmass into crops and farms. Can't believe I'm seeing nothing in the top 200 comments about insects disappearing. The fact that you can go on a 45-minute drive across the town and arrive with a clean grill should be insanely alarming to everyone. They are the bottom of the food chain. Everyone relies on them. The 8+ different genocides happening at once over the past decade and a half. Pretty much every person on Earth has been eating about 12 credit cards worth of plastic a year. From microplastics. It's getting worse and isn't slowing down anytime soon, it would seem. There's a huge amount of carbon stored in permafrost. An estimated 1,500 gigatons, or twice as much as the atmosphere contains. Astronomer here. We are now putting the final touches on the Rubin Observatory, which will see first light, aka start looking at the sky in a year or so. It is an 8-meter diameter telescope mirror that will image the entire sky every night visible where it is. It's hard to emphasize what a game changer this will be for astronomy. We will literally catalog all the asteroids, see millions of supernovae a year, map the Milky Way, maybe even learn about what dark matter and dark energy are. Put it this way, if JWST is like boring a hole into one tiny spot on a shutter to let light through, this is gonna be like opening an entire window. Can't wait. The snow belt is getting higher and higher each year. I live in Chicago and it was 55 degrees Fahrenheit out on Christmas Day with no substantial snow for the foreseeable future. As a kid we would have had snow for weeks at this point already, and my family up in Northwest Michigan would be buried in it, and none of us have any. Today is my 10-year anniversary with my wife. Your child's classroom is being completely overrun by 1 or 2 problem children, and your child is hurting because of it. For those who use or are considering using Depo-Provera birth control, don't do it. Those of us who were on it for years have developed osteoporosis and degenerative disc disease. Supposedly there is a black box warning, but patients only see the filled injection needle. We never saw the box, and doctors didn't tell us. So I am 46-year-old this year with the degenerative spine of a 70-plus-year-old woman. There is no reversal. We have achieved nuclear fusion.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.